Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tosh Customs, and today I wanted to talk to you guys and show you guys my idea for Tosh Collects here. And the idea of all of this is I wanted to create a community and a space where I can review figures and give them back to you. And the reason I came up with this idea, there's a couple different reasons. So the first one is the way my content delivery system works right now. Let's say we're in January right now. Let's say I start a new commission right now today in January. There's a chance it doesn't get done until like February or March. With that, at February or March, that means I have, roughly about like a 2 month gap between your next YouTube video. 2 months per YouTube video. At that pace, that means I get roughly like 6 to 7 videos out to you guys a year. And honestly, that's pretty lame, which is why I created the series Comments from a Customizer. The idea is it allows me to create like a quote unquote standard review. But in Comments from a Customizer, you'll notice that those figures are usually stuff that I plan on keeping for myself or turning into a custom. And so that means that there's a very limited amount of figures I actually buy. In a year, I really don't purchase that many figures unless it is for a commission project or it's for a custom idea. And so even in the Comments from a Customizer series, like 99% of figures that come out in the year just get completely thrown off to the side because I'll never use it for anything. With that, I think Comments from a Customizer is an interesting format because while a lot of people could talk about, articulation and posability, um, what else, quality, all that kind of stuff. Everyone can talk about that. I think I bring a unique perspective to the table, which is talking about what it can become. As a customizer, I don't look at a figure only as a figure. I'm asking, what can I do with it? What is the potential? What is the potential? And I'm sorry if you get super loud keyboard clacking. It's the mechanical keyboard. I apologize. But I'm asking, what is the potential of the figure body? And that's what we talk about in the video. Like when we talk about Mezcos, I go, they could have done this better. They could have done this better. This decision was strange. This would have had been better. But that's because I'm working with figures and I'm always working to make them better. And so I think it's a unique opportunity in those videos. And I would love to create more of them. And I'd love to create a community around that. So those are sort of like my first two. And then very lastly, it's my STLs. STLs are the file format for 3D printing. And for a long time, I have been trying to figure out how to distribute them because if I show you my Blender folder right now, I have a bajillion STLs in here. And I would love to give you guys access to print those. However, I just can't distribute them for free, and so I think it works great to put it under this Patreon because then it allows me to deliver more reviews to you guys. And as an added bonus, you get the stuff I've modeled before. And I want to distribute that through a Discord. And the reason why is I want to build more of a community than my Instagram DMs and my YouTube channel, because neither of those really allow me to interact with you guys and also allow the conversation to be more useful to other people. Because I'll have some really great conversations with some of y'all in the Instagram DMs, but then I don't really have a way to share that with people. I'm not going to like leak DMs. I'm not going to go, oh, here, just let me screenshot this and let me show the world what we're talking about. It's kind of weird. But instead, if we use Discord as sort of this open forum way to discuss what we're doing, what ideas we have, what we liked about a figure, what we didn't, what potential we see, I think that's really cool for both people who are new to the community and people who are veterans in the community. I think I think it's really great. And so I'd love to create a place where that open format conversation is a lot easier to have. And so finally here, why Tosh collects, right? Why do this whole thing on a Patreon with a support system, with posts, all this kind of stuff, right? What is the point of Tosh Collects? Well, I think I say it right here pretty well. I'm a figure customizer and reviewer. I love reviewing figures. I love talking about them with you guys, but I don't have the space to keep them, so I'll give them away instead. And that's the whole thing here. Whoops, wrong tab. That's the whole thing, is that I want to give the figures back to you guys. And by running it through a Patreon, by running it through this per month system, it allows me to buy more figs than I normally would be able to do, right? Because these are not used for custom or personal, but it allows me to buy figs and it allows me to ship them to you. And so, why? So, once again, why this, right? I have these tiers $5, 15, 25, and it goes up. Why run it like this? Well, I wanted to create something where I'm actually making sure you're getting your money's worth while still being able to accomplish all the other stuff we talked about. And so, it says $5 per giveaway, $15 per giveaway. That's because I've sort of been Patreon has kind of finagled a lot of people into this new system, which they don't charge per month. They charge per what they call a paid post. The thing about a paid post is that it just charges whenever I mark something as a paid post. So when I go to put something on the Patreon, I can say if I want people to pay for it or not. And if I say pay for it, I can select which tiers would pay for it. Which tiers of the membership or of the support would pay for it. And so I'm only going to do that once a month, and I'll only do that when I say, this is what we're giving out this month or something like that, so that everyone knows. And that's it. So you're not going to get charged multiple times a month. You're not going to go, oh, I paid $15 because he put 3 posts when I only wanted to do the $5 option. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to screw you guys over like that. This is unfortunately just I'm sort of grandfathered into this per creation paid post system. I would love to be on a month subscription, but but I'd have to like make a new account, and I'd have to go talk to Patreon representatives and a bunch of other stuff in order to get that worked out. And honestly, I don't have the time or probably the social clout to be able for them to work with me like that. So this is what we're stuck with. And what I realize is there's a lot of people who are going to look at this and go, why do I want to do this? This is a cup of coffee price. This is a Marvel Legends price, and stuff up and in between. Why do I want to give my money to Tosh Collects? What is the point of this? Is all of this just a glorified raffle? Because I feel like a lot of people can look at that. So let me break down my idea first, because it all predicates on these prices. The prices per month, I'm making sure that it's less than anything you will ever actually pay for the figure you are receiving. So for instance, let's just say we do one wave of Marvel Legends, right? That's about 6 figures plus a Build-A-Figure. So that's 7 possible um, 7 possible figures available. And so let's just say, so we do that all in 1 month. So let's just say that there are 30 members. 30 members, let's put them all at the $5 tier. That means that we're roughly, after PayPal, or not PayPal, Patreon needs to take a cut and stuff like that, but that puts us roughly about $150, maybe more like $135 after the cut gets taken out, stuff like that, taxes, whatnot. So about $135. For 7 possible figures, that's a set. That means you have a 7 in 30 chance of receiving a figure, which turns out to be roughly about like 23% chance. It's almost a 25% chance. It's roughly 1 in 4. Roughly speaking, it's a 1 in 4 chance to get a figure off of that month for $5. You pay $5. I will cover shipping. I'm not asking you guys to do that. So $5 a month. $5 a month for a 25% chance at getting 1 figure out of a Marvel Legends wave. Plus, you get access to the reviews early. You get access to the Discord community. If you go higher, we scale up with the pricing. So we'll throw in mezcos into there. We'll throw stuff not only at like the $25 mark, like Black Series, GI Joe, Lightning Collection, Power Rangers Lightning Collection, stuff like that. We'll go up. We'll take it to the $90, $100 mark, and we'll add stuff in there as well. If we go 25, we'll start trying to pick up the PX exclusives type stuff. Maybe get some amazing Yamaguchi. We'll work on getting the import figures in, things like that. And then you look at it and you go, wow, 25 a month for the price of a Marvel Legends figure. It's all of this it's all of this, the chance at all of this, plus access to STLs, special roles in the Discord, all that kind of stuff. And I think the big thing that I need to note about this is that I am making this scalable. So what I mean by that is, what happens if we have 60 members or 100 members, right? We have X number of members, let's say it's at $5 or however much money. And then we're bringing in a certain amount of money a month. I am not going to leave it at one wave of Marvel Legends. Your chances are not going to go down as more people join, because what I'll do is I'll go, oh, let's say instead of $135, we made 500 a month. What am I going to do? I'm going to grab a wave of Black Series. I'll grab a wave of GI Joe. We can, or we'll say Lightning Collection. I spelled lightning horribly wrong. There we go. We'll say Lightning Collection, stuff like that. We will scale this up so that if we're making 500 or 700, something like that, let's just say it's all in the aluminum tier, right? Everyone just says, I want to do $5. I don't care about all this other stuff. If it's just $5 a month, we will scale up accordingly. So your chances don't go down. And that's what I want to highlight is it's a lot of people would look and go, well, my chances are going to go down over time. Your chances aren't going to go down. I'm going to scale this up. Your chances actually will probably go up. In all honesty, your chances will probably go up the more people join. And the reason why this is not a glorified raffle, while if you look at that, that's totally fine. If you say that's a glorified raffle, I don't care about that. I don't want to do that. Tosh Collects is a bad idea. Fair enough. 100% fair. But the way I look at it is, in a raffle, for one entry, you pay a certain amount of money and you get a chance at one product. Versus with what I want to do is you pay once a month, let's say $5 again. But then as it scales, you suddenly have 7 products that you could win, or 17 or 30 or 50, who knows? Who knows how many? As we scale, we can add more waves of figures in. We'll toss in mezcos. For the higher tiers, if people opt into the higher tiers, I want to start looking at stuff like Hot Toys, and we said imports and exclusives. Plus, you get STLs, you get unique server roles. For the higher tiers, for the Vibranium and Infinity Gem tiers, I'm giving double entries and triple entries to those people because I understand that you're paying a lot more, but I'm also adding in a lot more to win. And so the idea is we scale up. It's more for you guys, and it's all a bang for your buck. Because if you go up to the Adamantium tier, this is if you bought one Marvel Legends figure, right? You get all this. Mezcos, various exclusives, imports. We'll get our hands on those. If people are giving into this tier for $25 a month. I know as a figure collector, we drop $25 a month probably pretty easily. And so I'm saying, if you're going to give that to me, I'm going to make sure it's worth your while. I'm going to make sure that I'm scaling this idea so that you get the most for what you're giving to me, because I understand that you are handing me money, and I understand that that's a lot of trust. And I'm saying, I'm not going to screw you over. I'm not going to scam you. I'm not doing this for profit. I'm doing this so I can solve all these things. Once again, I don't have room for these figures. I want to give them to you guys, but I want to talk to you guys about them too. So that's all of that. So as you can see here, this is the Tosh Collects community channel. It's integrated with Patreon. So whichever tier that you opt into, it will give you the proper roles and access to different channels, things like that. So you can see here, I want to create it as a hub space. So I want guys to be able to share your collection, talk about ideas. Voting is an important part of this as well. I want this to be community run. And so with voting, it allows you guys to actually say, hey, these are the figures that are coming out next. This is the stuff I want you to look at. And we can run polls and have a discussion all in there. 3D models, those are for certain tiers, but that's how I'll be distributing STLs to you guys. So if you pay into it a certain amount a month, that is full access to a library that'll get uploaded once this thing starts gaining some traction. And then finally, Infinity Gauntlet. That's just for the 6 unique people. If anyone ever opts into the Infinity Gem tier, I really don't expect anyone to, but I am saying we'll be trying to get hot toys and top tier collectibles in, and you get one of the 6 Infinity Gems as a role. I think it's fun. I honestly don't expect anyone to use it, but if you do, I think it's a really sick idea. Um, so that is the overview of Tosh Collects. I hope all of that makes sense, and I hope you guys see the vision here. I think this is a really important part, talking about how it scales and talking about what you get out of it. Um, I think it's incredibly worth your money, and my goal is to make it incredibly worth your money. And so as we go on, right, and let's just say we get 60 people in aluminum, and they're going, hey, I don't feel like I'm getting, if you guys are in the Discord saying, hey, I don't feel like I'm getting enough for my $5 a month. Once again, this is community run. I understand that you are giving me money and it's my job to deliver content to you. You say, the figure giveaways are great, but I don't think the Discord's in a good shape. Or the giveaways are great, but I don't feel like there's enough of them. Or, if there's 60 people in aluminum and no one in the other tiers, it's like, hey, you're making enough money. Maybe bring the Mezcos over to the aluminum tier if that makes it more worth your while. And we have, and we're bringing in enough a month for that to be sustainable. Yeah, let's get some Mezco pre-orders in there. Maybe we'll double order Mezcos and we'll send 2 out, stuff like that. So I think all of this is up for discussion as it scales up, because ultimately it's about delivering content to you guys in a sustainable way for me. I can't do this out of my own pocket. I'm not made of money, but I think that this is a super great way to offset that cost. And you guys get something out of it too. It's not like you guys sit here and you only get a YouTube video. I'm trying to create something that is absolutely worth your money a month. So with that, for 2024, I am taking a little bit of a hiatus away from commissions right now because I want to work on Tosh Collects. I've put a lot of time and thought into this and how to find a way to distribute all of this content. So I hope you guys see that, and I hope you guys believe in it too, because I would really love to see this work. But ultimately, I understand that it falls down to if you guys believe that what you are getting is worth it. And so I hope I'm making what you are getting worth it. And if not, please let me know. And then last thing is I am working on a Doomsday figure. That's more of a personal project. I do plan on selling it once it's done, but I got to finish it first. So just know that if you're following Tosh Customs, you'll probably see updates on that very soon. So with all of that being said, thank you so much for your time. I hope you guys like what you're seeing here. And as a special thing, and I know I should have said this maybe at the beginning, but as a special thing, for any tier you join, if just 25 people hit the aluminum tier, $5 a month, when the Mezco Snake Eyes comes out, I will be doing a review and a giveaway for that. So even though it's the $5 tier and it's not the 15 or 25, Mezco Snake Eyes is up on the line right now. And the reason why I want to do that, $5 for an $115 figure is pretty good, I think. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to get this show on the road. And as more people join, hopefully, we'll be doing a lot more stuff. The goal is to bring you guys a lot of content every month, because there's a lot of figures that are out. There's a lot of figures that come out all the time. And so if I can deliver that to you guys in a way that's worth your money, I want to do that. So thank you all once again for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will catch you all next time. Thank you so much. Take care.